In the last video, we laid out all of our UI elements and how we wanted to be designed. However, we're creating a universal application, so we want to have different layouts for different sizes. In this video, we're going to define the different size classes that are available. Then we're going to look at how we tailor variables to each of those size classes. And finally, we're going to look at what we need to do to change layout constraints priorities. Since we're building a universal application, when we're designing, we may want to have different layouts based on the size of the screen the users are using, such as with an iPad or a larger iPhone screen. iOS comes with 3 size classes that you can make use of to structure your layout to fit the screen. These are compact, regular, and any. In the previous video, we laid out this view depending on any layout size. This means that if I run this on an iPhone, an iPad, or a larger iPhone device, the layout will be the same. We can see this in action by first running this on the iPhone 6, which I can see over here. And then I'm going to run this on an iPad. I'm going to select the iPad Air 2. Okay, so that's great. But usually we want to have a slightly different layout based on the design for different devices. And in fact, the design I want here is to have buttons and image view run horizontal across the screen when using a regular sized view. So how do I achieve this? Well, I can't just change the alignment of this parent view here. If I do this, then everything will change. I don't want to have my name and enter dream change. So what I want to do is I want to embed these 3 within their own stack view. As you can see, when I did this, nothing changed because all of the layout constraints were then passed across into this stack view. Then I'm going to select the buttons at the bottom here that say any. So I have my width any, my height any. When I click on this, I'm presented with another view. And I can select a various different arrangement of views. I'm going to select regular width, regular height. Xcode updates the scene to show a larger view with the same layout. But now what I need to do is I want to make the changes based on how I want it to be structured. I already have my stack view that I want to change selected. So I can go over to this attributes inspector and I can click on this plus button here. This allows you to define certain values based on the size class. For example here, I want my stack view alignment to be horizontal rather than vertical. So I will click on this plus button and I'll select the view class size that I want. Next, I'm going to change this variable to horizontal. I can straight away see that there are some issues. This is because the constraints I defined in the last video for the original layout conflict with this layout. Let's change this. First, I'm going to select the stack view containing the label and the text field. I'm going to add a height constraint, and I'm going to add that as 30. This will resolve the layout within the parent stack view. Next, for each of my buttons, I'm going to lower the priority of the height. I do this by selecting them, going to the attributes inspector, and selecting low. I'm going to do the same for my save button, and I'm going to click low. Next, I need to add width constraints so that I can have my views laid out properly here. So I'm going to set 100, and then I'm going to do the same for my save button. Now I can switch between my different views by clicking on here, selecting any, and I can see that it's laid out with the vertical alignment. And then I can click on my regular, and I can see it's laid out with the horizontal alignment. Let's run this on my iPad Air 2. As you can see, I've got it with the horizontal alignment. Let's run this on the iPhone 6. And here you can see I have it aligned in my vertical alignment. In the next video, we're going to look at how we can work with images and assets.